is my branch.
This is my branch.
This is my branch.
This is my branch. You know Ramsdens buy gold, but did you know?
We've been buying gold and silver since 1987.
We buy all gold,
watches and silver,
whether it's broken or unhallmarked.
And we buy mobiles too.
and give you great prices and instant cash.
So pop into a Ramsdens.
From Edinburgh
To Newcastle.
To Cardiff.
There's a branch near you.
Coming up on the SPFL YouTube channel this time, the best of the action from the second round of the Ramsdens Cup, including 5-star Formartine. Raith win the Fife derby. And 10-man Stenhousemuir see off Peterhead. There was no doubting the biggest shock of the round. That came at North Lodge Park, where Formartine United trounced League 2 side Elgin City. That was after Sean Crichton had given Elgin a 6-minute lead. The corner delivery was accurate, and Crichton managed to leap highest in a crowded box. Less than 10 minutes had passed when Michael Ewan equalised for the hosts. Formartine charged down an Elgin clearance, and the ball was rolled into Ewan's path for a straightforward finish. Offside appeals from the Elgin defence, but referee David Summers wasn't interested. The result hinged on a penalty award 5 minutes into the second half. Steve Patterson's side were pushing hard for a goal, and referee Summers spotted a clear handball in the area from Elgin's Sean Crichton. The keeper was beaten, and Crichton prevented a certain goal. He had to walk, and as well as an extra man, Formartine had a penalty. Cammy Keith finishing it off to put his side into the lead. The Highland League outfit grew in strength after getting their noses in front. Just 5 minutes later, Cammy Keith slid in for his second goal of the game. The cross from the right wasn't cut out, and Keith escaped his marker to finish. The striker completed his hat-trick 4 minutes later. He had plenty of time to take a touch in the area before firing a left-foot shot past Raymond Jalema. 3 goals in less than 10 second-half minutes. Cammy Keith was having a game to remember. Formartine added a 5th and final goal a minute into injury time. Craig McKeown's low free kick wasn't stopped and found its way into the back of the net. That rounded off a stunning win for the Highland side, whose remarkable run in the Ramsdens Cup shows no signs of ending. Raith Rovers were 2-0 winners over Fife rivals Dunfermline at East End Park. Dougie Hill headed in the first goal in only the second minute of the game to give the visitors a dream start. It was former Pars man Joe Cardle who supplied the corner. Cardle had a big say in the second goal in the 64th minute as well. The winger was tripped inside the area by Andy Geoghegan, leaving referee Greg Aitken with no choice but to award the penalty. Protests from the Pars players, but there looked like there was contact inside the box. Liam Fox was the man who stepped up and scored despite Ryan Scully getting a touch. A goal in each half was enough to see Rovers through into the draw for the quarter-finals. Championship side Falkirk needed extra time to finally see off the thread of League 1 United at Somerset Park. The home crowd was celebrating just before half-time when Craig Malcolm put their side ahead. The Bairns were struggling to clear the ball from their own area, and summer signing Malcolm lashed the ball behind Michael McGovern. It was a fine strike from the edge of the area from the former Stranraer man. It was another new face who equalised for Falkirk after 63 minutes. Jay Fulton saw his shot well saved by David Hutton, but the ball fell kindly for Rory Lloyd to finish from close range. The striker lists Rangers and Carlisle among his former clubs and has made a positive start with Falkirk. The match was a tight affair. There had been little between the sides. After the game went into extra time, the next goal always looked like being the winner, and that went the way of the visitors when Scott Shepherd headed them in front. The cross from the right had pace on it, and Shepherd only needed to flick the ball past Hutton to put Falkirk through. A goal in each half from Derek Lyle gave Queen of the South a win at Airdrieonians. The first half looked like ending goalless, but Lyle pounced from the edge of the area to give the Dumfries side an important lead. It was a hopeful ball to the edge of the area, but the experienced striker only needed one touch to guide the ball past Colin Stewart. Jim McIntyre's side gave themselves some breathing space with a second goal in the 64th minute. Lyle tapped in from inside the 6-yard area after Stewart could only parry the ball in his direction. Airdrie couldn't find a way back into the match, and after that, Queens held on for the win. Peterhead and Stenhousemuir played out an entertaining tie at Balmoor. David Cox gave the hosts a 23rd minute lead with a delightful curling effort. With none of the Stenhousemuir defence closing him down, Cox had time to float the ball over Chris Smith. Beautiful bit of skill by Cox and the dream finish. Stenhousemuir's equaliser came from a moment of madness from Peterhead. With absolutely no danger, the ball was chipped back towards their own keeper Graham Smith, but it didn't reach him, and John Gemmell stepped in to score. Jim McInally must have been furious at his team's play. With 63 minutes gone, Stenhousemuir were suddenly level. Peterhead looked certain to wrap up the win in injury time. Ross Smith was chasing back and tripped one of the Peterhead players in the box. He was sent off for the rash challenge, and the hosts had themselves a penalty with only seconds remaining in the match. Ryan Strachan had only Chris Smith to beat to put his side through to the quarter-finals, but his tame effort was saved. The former Dunfermline keeper guessed the right way, and it was a straightforward stop to take the game into extra time. Stenhousemuir seemed to be buoyed by that lead-off and went on to win the match despite being a man light. First, Darren Smith tapped them ahead from close range. Peterhead didn't deal with the driven cross, and Smith's run hadn't been picked up, leaving him all alone in front of goal. That came 3 minutes after the restart, and their third goal came right at the end of extra time. Ross McNeil decided to go it alone, and his mazy run left him only Graham Smith to beat, which he did with consummate ease. An impressive win in the end for 10-man Stenhousemuir. Before we go, there's just time to look at the draw for the quarter-finals of the Ramsdens Cup. Championship side Raith Rovers and Falkirk clash at Starks Park. Queen of the South will face Rangers or Berwick Rangers. Dundee welcomes Stenhousemuir to Dens Park, and Highland League side Formartine United face the long journey south to Annan. These matches are due to be played on Saturday the 7th of September. And as always, we'll have the best of the action on the SPFL YouTube channel.
This is my branch.
This is my branch.
This is my branch.
This is my branch. You know Ramsdens buy gold, but did you know?
We've been buying gold and silver since 1987.
We buy all gold.
Watches and silver.
Whether it's broken or unhallmarked.
And we buy mobiles too.
and give you great prices and instant cash.
So pop into a Ramsdens.
From Edinburgh
To Newcastle.
To Cardiff.
There's a branch near you.